Ever since I find out that my CEO husband, Rowan Goodwin, is incapable of letting his first love, Megan Dalton, who's divorced and has a child of her own, go, I begin teaching our son, Ryan Goodwin, to address Rowan as Mr. Goodwin all the time. When Ryan is burning up with a fever, Megan chooses to summon Rowan away from us in the middle of the night. As I caress Ryan's scalding forehead, I instruct him to tell Rowan, goodbye, Mr. Goodwin. When Rowan has agreed to attend the teacher-parent conference with Ryan, Megan calls him with tears streaking down her cheeks, claiming that her own son, Nelson Herrera, doesn't have a father to accompany him. So Rowan doesn't hesitate to ditch us once again. Without bothering to raise my head, I pass my phone to Ryan so that he can take leave for Mr. Goodwin in the parents' group chat. Every time, Ryan always hesitates for a long time before carrying out my orders. Later on, Rowan finally realizes that he has owed us far too much. So he takes the initiative to suggest that we take a family portrait together. When we reach the photography studio, Megan calls Rowan once again. Her sobs can be heard drifting from the loudspeaker. Rowan, can you please come over and pick Nelson up from school? The children at the kindergarten keep making fun of him for not having a father. Pity crosses Rowan's expression immediately. He's about to crouch down and explain to Ryan when the latter just waves airily at him without me having to nudge him. It's fine, Mr. Goodwin. You should accompany the other child. Mommy and I are the only ones needed for the family portrait. As soon as Ryan's words fell, Rowan and I froze. For the past 28 days, whenever Rowan walked out on us for Megan, I had Ryan call him Mr. Goodwin to remind us not to waste our tears. Ryan was only 7, an age when a boy depends most on his father. Every time before, he had hesitated before murmuring those words. Yet now, he said it smoothly and naturally. Ryan took my hand and told Rowan, Mr. Goodwin, you should go handle your business. Let's go, Mommy. We're going to miss our appointment. He pulled me toward the studio. Rowan had suggested this shoot to make up for missing Ryan's parent-teacher meeting, and Ryan had looked forward to it for half a month. I followed him stiffly, a heavy tightness crushing my chest. Rowan's affair had come to light by chance. He had gone to celebrate Megan's son Nelson's birthday, leaving a family ticket for 3 to Starlight Studios in his pocket. On Ryan's 6th birthday, he had begged to go there to see the Minions, but Rowan had dismissed it as childish. Yet days later, he went with Megan's son. On Rowan's phone, I found Megan's post. The most magical place must be visited with the best daddy, attached to a photo of Rowan and Megan holding the child between them. That night, we had our worst fight. I insisted on taking Ryan and getting a divorce. Rowan accused me of being unreasonable and asked how I could let our child grow up without a father, swearing he only pitied Megan. Looking at Ryan's pale, frightened face, I knew forcing him to leave right then would cause deep trauma. I chose a different approach. I tricked Rowan into signing a divorce agreement. There was a month before the divorce would be finalized. During those days, if Rowan turned his life around, I would pretend nothing happened for Ryan's sake. If not, I would use the time to desensitize our son. Now, on the 28th day, Ryan had taken the initiative to call him Mr. Goodwin. As we crossed the street, Rowan finally chased after us, wanting to ask what was going on, when Megan's phone call came through again. Where are you, Rowan? Nell keeps crying for his daddy. I can't calm him down, her whiny voice pleaded. Rowan stopped in his tracks, staring at our retreating figures. All right, I'll be there in a minute. He sent me a quick text. Let's talk tonight, and turned to leave. The roar of his car engine faded into the distance. Ryan halted, throwing himself into my arms as tears soaked my clothes. Mommy, we don't need daddy anymore, okay? We didn't take the family portrait. I took Ryan straight home and packed our bags. While booking plane tickets back to my hometown, Megan sent me a video showing her, Rowan, and Nelson posing in matching outfits at a famous photo studio. It's just a family portrait, she taunted. Rowan and I can take one whenever we want. In the past, I would have clapped back instantly, but watching Ryan carefully organize his toys, I realized I just didn't care anymore. I booked 2 tickets to Ivashire for the day after tomorrow. Just as the payment went through, Rowan walked in carrying a strawberry cake. Ryan and I froze. Rowan loathed strawberry cake. Normally, Ryan would choose Rowan's favorite green tea mousse for his birthdays. Rowan glanced at the open suitcases, his expression shifting slightly. Nell wouldn't stop crying, so I stayed a bit longer. On the way back, I remembered you both love strawberry cake, so I bought one. Why are you packing? Are you going on a trip? I shook my head before nodding. Something like that. There were only 2 days left before the divorce was finalized, and I didn't want anything to go wrong. Rowan breathed a quiet sigh of relief. The photo studio called saying you missed the shoot, he said, crouching in front of Ryan. I rescheduled it for tomorrow. This time, I absolutely won't break my promise. Ryan looked torn, wanting to believe his father but afraid to do so again. My heart softened. All right, this would be the last time after all. Ryan's eyes lit up and he ran into his room. As I went back to packing, Rowan hesitated beside me. About Rye calling me Mr. Goodwin today, I know what's going on in your head, Gigi. You think I'm treating Meg too well, but I swear, I only pity Meg because she's a single mom. Rowan took my hand, placing it over his heart. Just give me a little more time. I promise I'll sort things out with Meg and her son. I won't let you or Rye feel neglected ever again. I stared at him blankly, remembering his earnest look from our wedding ceremony and the day Ryan was born. I decided to tell him the truth. Rowan, to be honest. By the way, he interrupted, rushing toward the study. Where's that limited edition Lego set you bought for Rye last time? Meg said Nell has been into Lego lately, so I'm going to let him play with it for a few days. He dug out the box of Lego, grabbed his car keys, and rushed out the door. With a loud thud, the front door slammed shut. I stared at the empty space, whispering the words I hadn't finished. To be honest, Ryan, I don't want you anymore. At midnight, my phone lit up with a message from him. Nell loves the Lego. I spent the whole night building it with him. Meg specifically asked me to thank you. My husband was thanking me on behalf of another woman at midnight. I replied, valuation free. Don't mention it. I wasn't the one who gave it to her. By the way, that Lego set was Ryan's absolute favorite birthday gift. He's been waiting all this time for you to find the time to build it with him. Then, I powered off my phone and went went to sleep. At 8 a.m. the next day, Rowan came home unusually early, freezing at the sight of several suitcases arranged neatly in the living room. He walked into the bedroom, looking panicked. "Do you really need to pack this much luggage for a trip? The place we're going to is far away," I responded without looking up. Rowan relaxed slightly after Ryan nodded, then pulled out 3 tickets to Starlight Studios. "Weren't you always mad at me for not taking Rye to Starlight Studios? I bought tickets for today. The 3 of us can go together as a family." I kept helping Ryan get dressed in silence, but Ryan's eyes widened. "Mommy, I want to go." Before I could answer, Rowan began to hem and haw. "There is just one catch. Though Meg knows we're going to take a family portrait today, and she's worried that if Nell hears about it, he'll be upset. So maybe we can put off the family portrait until next time?" Ryan froze, the light in his eyes instantly dimming as tears pooled. Oblivious, Rowan continued. "Meg only asked for this one little favor, and honestly, I didn't think it was a big deal. We can always take the family portrait some other time. Right, Rye?" He had no idea that Ryan and I were leaving tomorrow. This was his very last chance. Neither Ryan nor I argued. We merely nodded wordlessly. "All right, okay." Rowan breathed a sigh of relief, a smile spreading across his face. "In that case, I'll tell Meg right now. See you at Starlight Studios at 3 p.m. When he reached the door, he turned back around. "Honey, Rye, you two are the best." The moment the door closed, Ryan jumped off the bed and grabbed his prepared backpack from the closet. "I don't ever want to see Mr. Goodwin again, Mommy. Can we leave early?" I changed our flight tickets to 3 p.m. that day. At 9 a.m., Ryan took the strawberry cake Rowan had bought from the fridge and threw it straight into the trash. At 10 a.m., I retrieved the finalized divorce agreement from my lawyer, granting me full custody of Ryan. While we waited, I came across Megan's new post. "Our family portrait is finally in our hands. My boy and his daddy love it so much." Ryan was beside me folding paper airplanes. Seeing the post, he merely urged me, "Hurry up and sign it, Mommy." By 1 p.m., we gathered our bags and took a cab to the airport. In the back seat, Ryan quietly looked through old photos on his iPad, Rowan holding him as a baby, watching movies together, and teaching him how to ride a bicycle. A heavy, suffocating sadness filled the entire cab. At 2 p.m., right before going through security, Rowan called. "Gigi, please tell Rye I'm incredibly sorry. Nell fell and got hurt, and I had to rush him to the hospital. I'm not sure if I can make it by 3 p.m. If you guys don't see me, just go home. Please tell Rye I'm sorry." He hung up on me, missing the boarding announcement echoing through the departure hall. "Let's go." I took Ryan's hand. He nodded, selected every single photo in the album, and deleted them all with a single tap. At 3 p.m. sharp, the plane took off. I placed the headphones over Ryan's ears and gazed out the window at the blue sky and white clouds, letting out a long sigh from the very depths of my soul. "Goodbye, Rowan." Meanwhile, ignoring Megan's tearful pleas, Rowan skyrocketed out of the hospital and sped toward Starlight Studios.